All right, let's talk a little bit about match strategy, and I think this will be helpful. Tomorrow morning when you're starting at 100 yards or any match in bench rest at 100 yards, you're going to have your proverbial 10-minute first match in the NBRSA, so you've got extra 3 minutes. Guys, I will tell you, use your time wisely. You've got 3 extra minutes to maybe double check a load. I like to come up to the line with maybe a lighter load because a lot of times there might be more pressure in the morning. And the load that worked so well Friday afternoon when it was warm and dry, Saturday morning you've got a 325 group of vertical, and like, what happened? I didn't change anything. There's just pressure in the air that same load that you used of 30 grains on Friday afternoon, it may not have worked on Saturday morning. So I want to shoot a couple different groups to test the loads, all right? This is really the only time I'm going to be testing loads. That first match of the day, I'm going to spend that extra 3 minutes to do the work to make sure that my gun's shooting the right load. And here's what you want to do. You've got obviously 3 different targets in your sighter. You've got a left and right sighter target, and then your main sighter target. Now, develop a system. When you've got the wind coming from left to right, use the lower left-hand sighter bowl. If you have the wind coming from right to left, always use this. That way, under stress, when you're going back to the sighter or wondering what condition you shot, you never have to wonder, did I shoot right to left or left to right on the sighter? Be disciplined in which sighter you choose based upon left to right condition or right to left, okay? So I'm going to maybe start off, and I see my predominant condition that's maybe, say it's a 730 condition. I've got a quartering tailwind, all right? And I know that condition coming from 730 should take my bullet, and it is going to move my bullet probably over to the 5 o'clock. My marker dried out here. Probably to 4 or 5 o'clock on the mothball, all right? And my lighter load, probably put another, say, bullet in that group. Or maybe the light load, with a little bit more wind, move that bullet too far out. Right away, you want to discount that and say, that load is not right. Really, you should be able to shoot 3 shots in a 0 or a small one at 100 yards if your rifle is working properly. All right? And conversely, if I go to the hotter load, I should be able to dot up 3 shots. Now, let me just give you a tip. If the first 2 are separated, there's no reason to shoot another one to make it a big group smaller. It just does not happen. So save that extra round for a sighter. So if you do choose the wrong load and it doesn't look good, the 3rd shot isn't going to make the group any better. All right? So say, okay, that hotter load worked. All right? We've identified that load. Now it's time to go to the record. We know what kind of condition we want. We've seen that, say, that 730 condition is prevalent, where it's moving the bullet over towards, say, 5 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the mothball. And we're going to start our group. Now, here's a common problem. All right? You know that with the 730 condition, that bullet should hit, say, at 4 o'clock on the mothball. But you come up in your first shot. I'm sorry, the magic marker's dried, but say it's close to 9 o'clock. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. All right, our sighters are hitting, say, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, but in the same condition, I start my group, that first shot is outside the mothball. What do? There's 2 schools of thought. The newer shooter will go down or return to the sighter and find the second shot will always go where the sighter was. So if I go to my sighter target and shoot the same thing, most likely that sighter shot will go right where that first one went. The problem now is that you've wasted a shot that could have gone into the group because that condition was there. What you really need to do is build confidence to trust what you see. If that first shot didn't go where it should on the sighter, instead of going back down to the sighter, chase your aim point over and keep that group going. You want a cycle of information from the condition back to your hold, and as the condition changes, and again, this will be an acquired skill, you'd like to finish the group when you start where possible, unless it's all hell breaking loose and reversing, and it's going, conditions are changing more than maybe what your skill is. But instead of going to the sighter, start just saying, you know what, that first shot should not be there. One of the best skills you can acquire in shooting bench rest is saying that shot should not be there. When you know that a shot should be where the sighter is, you just hold over and keep your group going. You'll be amazed on how many times by chasing that shot you'll end up with a good group. Okay? Now let's talk about a couple other things as far as match strategy. There's several places to hold your aim point. Some people like to pinwheel the mothball with their crosshair or dot and hold in the middle. That works. Some people like to hold at 6 o'clock on the mothball in the bottom. That works fine. Some people like to bracket their crosshair on the edge of the mothball and the base of the mothball for maybe a finer aim point. It's what's best for your mind's eye. What you absolutely do not want to do is that if you're shooting in a left or right wind, you do not want your gun printing into that condition. You always want the bullet to flow with the wind. And what I would recommend when you sit down first thing in the morning, even though your gun was printing where you wanted on Friday, take your scope caps off and make sure in the calm you get your gun to print with the condition where you want it to hit. I would recommend strongly that, number one, you set your crosshair to where it's with the condition, not against it. I hate absolutely printing into the condition. You may feel different, some people do, but I want to see what that wind is worth, okay? The other thing is that I do not also, conversely, if I've got just a little bit of left to right push, instead of hitting, say, 4 o'clock on the mothball, I don't want that shot going out to the 8 ring with just a little push. That's way too much. You don't have your scope properly set. But you want to take time, when it's calm, the first match in the morning, make sure you're comfortable where your gun is zeroed. Because this can cause you a problem that if wind picks up or reverses, and your gun's printing into that condition, you're now having to do another mental calculation of, well, wait a minute, I had my gun kind of printing in the condition, where do I hold? And under stress, you want to minimize the calculations you have to make. Additionally, you can have your group print wherever you like. Some people don't want to have their group print on or near the mothball, the darker ring, the 10 ring, because it will add to your measurement, your score, and that's quite valid. I would advocate that you try to keep your aim point and where your group printing as close to possible. That if you do need to fudge for wind, you don't have to say, oh, you know what, I am holding at 6 o'clock in the mothball, but I've got my gun printing down here on the 8 ring or 7 ring. That's too far away and it really makes things hard, okay? So just some simple things there that really will help you.